Motorcycles are a key part of the automotive world, and not the least of which is because they give a certain amount of freedom and style that cars sometimes lack. People love straddling their bikes and going down the roads, and of course, there are all kinds of motorcycles to fit the needs of the rider. Which brings us to the next generation, the next bikes that are looking to be what people ride and enjoy. But do you know what they are? Allow us to show you 9 future motorcycles you must see. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 9. Honda V4 Concept. A lot of future motorcycles are known as concept bikes, such as the Honda V4 Concept. This bike was revealed all the way back in 2008 during the Intermot Saloon in Cologne, Germany. The point of this bike was simple. It was meant to be unlike any kind of bike shown before, or possibly since. All the while having a powerful engine that would allow you to go fast while you slice through the air. One of the highlights of this bike is the 1200cc V4 engine and a semi-auto gearbox, an option that allows the driver to operate the motorcycle either in automatic or manual styles, thus making it a bike that anyone can drive no matter their preference. Honda has been working on the V4 concept for over 10 years. And for a very simple reason, they want this to be a bike that can do everything they promised and more, including being one of the most aerodynamic bikes on the market. When this bike releases, it'll be something interesting for sure. 8. Royal Enfield Concept KX. At the 2018 EICMA motorcycle show in Milan, Italy, a surprise bike was shown in the form of the Royal Enfield Concept KX. The team at Royal Enfield took the look of their classic 1930 style bike and remade it with a mix of classic and future parts, thus making it a true fusion cycle of sorts that would please both die-hard motorcycle enthusiasts and those who prefer more modern equipment on their bikes. For many, they noted that the true beauty of the Royal Enfield Concept KX is that it looks aesthetically like the classic 1930s Royal Enfield, including how the seat looks, the style of the gas tank, and more. But it also has modern features like the exhaust, the front axle, the bulkier wheels, etc., while also having a safer 858cc engine to power it versus the 1140cc engine of the original. The biggest surprise, though, came when Royal Enfield announced that this bike was only going to be a concept bike. It would not, at present, be made into production. Still, it could go and influence what they build next. 7. BMW Motorrad Vision Next 100. For BMW, they're taking the notion of safety beyond measure into their next future bike, the BMW Motorrad Vision Next 100. What makes it so safe? Simply put, this bike has a frame and stabilization system that is so advanced that you're turning the whole bike instead of just the tires. So safe is this concept bike of the future that BMW is claiming that this will be a bike that you don't have to wear a helmet on, as the danger of crashing is so low. As if that wasn't enough, because of the frame being so flexible, it's always perfectly balanced to the extent that it doesn't need a kickstand to stay upright. Once you get off the bike, it remains in a perfect upright position. So, this bike truly is both safe and special, an interesting combination for a motorcycle. 6. Yamaha MWT-9 Niken. For motorcycles, traction is not just a necessity, it's vital to making a bike worth riding. In the eyes of Yamaha, they felt that this should be the driving force behind their next concept bike called the Yamaha MWT-9 Niken. They put a two-wheel setup on the front of the bike, but it's not a tricycle. Not technically. Those kinds of bikes have the two wheels spaced out like a car, whereas the two wheels on this motorcycle are close together in order to allow for not just traction, but a very tight turn radius. The bike is powered by a liquid-cooled, fuel-injected 4-stroke DOHC 4-valve inline triple engine, which allows the bike to make a lot of power to the ground. And the wheels will allow that power to be used to its fullest via unprecedented front-end grip. It may not be the motorcycle for everyone, but it'll definitely appeal to many. Number 5. BMW Hoverbike. In the vehicle world, collaborations can be rare because of the pride of certain companies, but at times, they make unusual and yet grand designs when they do happen. Such as when BMW and Lego teamed up. This team-up produced what can only be described as a hoverbike, and it technically does hover. But how this bike came to be is interesting, because the original collaboration between Lego and BMW wasn't for an actual hoverbike. It was for a unique set of Lego kits that kids could use to build certain BMW bikes. Then they decided to have fun and create a hoverbike kit, which was very popular. So popular, in fact, that one of the BMW junior companies in Munich, Germany, took the designs of the toy kit and transferred it into a real-life hoverbike, even using the same parts as the Lego kit, but with real technology to make it work for real and be assembled in the same way. When the real-life version of the hoverbike was unveiled to the world, many started wondering if BMW was going to make a whole line of hovercrafts, but they denied this. Still, you never know. 4. HoverSurf S3. Not all bikes need to operate on the ground. The team at HoverSurf took this to heart when they decided to make a vehicle that would quite literally take them off the ground while still somewhat feeling and operating like a motorcycle. And thus, they made the HoverSurf S3. While it may look like something from a James Bond film, it's a machine that does work and has been proven to work. The focus of it was to not just make a hover bike of sorts, but to use the technology that is out there right now to make this product a reality. To that end, it succeeded. It uses a mix of manual and automatic technology to make the blade spin, to guide the craft, and to lower it down, not unlike a regular motorcycle. The bike has gone through some updates since the original unveiling, including having a carbon fiber body to ensure strength and a light weight. It's installed multiple safety features to protect the rider, and arguably just as important, it can reach speeds over 50 kilometers per hour. 3. Parave's Monotracer. The Parave's Monotracer is a perfect example of concept bikes growing over time due to necessity. Because when Parave's unveiled this in 2009, many felt that they were onto something with a very unique cabin motorcycle that could fit a couple of people and drive safely through the countryside, the city, and more. And then people started to see firsthand that the cabin motorcycle has a key flaw. Mainly, it has balance issues, which is a problem because having a very balanced motorcycle is vitally important in order to not cause accidents. Furthermore, a first-hand account of a test drive noted that driving the Parave's Monotracer isn't something you learn in 5 minutes. You have to have a certain amount of finesse to drive it, which is true for most motorcycles, but not to this extent. Despite these flaws, the bike is scheduled to release in the next few years, hopefully with some of its key flaws fixed. 2. Harley-Davidson Future Custom. Harley-Davidson is one of the most respected brands of motorcycles in the world today, and to that end, they're developing a new bike called the Future Custom that is meant to represent an older style of bike while also being powered by modern future power. Mainly, Harley-Davidson noticed that many people are going back to the simplified styles of motorbikes that were popular in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. The Future Custom is a representation of that old school style while employing the sleek looks of motorcycles of now. The company notes its aggressive and muscular stance as an attraction to the bike, which is of course bolstered by a 1250cc engine that'll help the driver go fast in no time flat. The bike is scheduled to be released in a few years' time. Number 1, Neutron. If this concept bike looks familiar to you, you're not crazy. This is called the Neutron, and it's a bike that was developed by Parker Brothers Concepts and was shown off in the film Tron Legacy as a light cycle. The Neutron is a completely electric motorcycle via lithium battery pack, meaning that it doesn't have any gas emissions and is thus very friendly to the environment. The bike is sleek and is meant to slice through the air, so much so that the Parker Brothers state that the bike can go up to 100 miles per hour. If you get this ride, you'll be able to choose which color the lights in the bike glow as, thus making you feel like you're truly in Tron, which is where the true concept of the bike came from. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at the future motorcycles that are out there right now or are coming that change the game in the motorcycle world? Are you surprised by how these motorcycles are? Which ones immediately grab your interest? Do you want to get and try one out in particular? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.